The Ram Revolution, Ram's attempt to make an electric pickup truck, pretty much after every other company has already done so. While I haven't covered this vehicle much, many of the same features and tech from the Dodge Charger Daytona EV will be shared with this pickup truck. But what if I told you the same microtransactions from the Charger Daytona will make their way into the Ram Revolution, and you could be paying extra for load and towing capacity?
With full knowledge of what our competitors are doing, we will surpass their offerings with the Ram 1500 battery electric vehicle built to again redefine the full-size segment.
We were first introduced to the Ram Revolution back in July of 2021. I have these couple videos you can check out to get caught up on this truck, but Ram promised to make basically two different versions, an all-electric version and a range extended paradigm breaker or whatever crazy name they want to call this. I'm going to mainly focus on the all-electric version in this video, but I'll go ahead and talk about the range extended version, and I'll say that all I see is being nothing but a hybrid pickup truck. Now, it's no secret that the Hurricane engines are coming, and it seems like every brand wants to avoid saying that they will use a Hurricane just like it's a hot potato. Other than the Jeep Wagoneer models, no one will take ownership of Hurricane engines, even though on Stellantis' own website, they say that Hurricanes will be the primary engine of the Stella Large and Stella Frame vehicles. So everything from the next-gen Charger to a Durango to a Wagoneer, and you guessed it, the Ram 1500. Sources told me last year that versions of the 4xe system would make its way to other brands, especially a performance variant that would be the system of choice for vehicles like the next-gen Trackhawk, Durango Hellcat, and the TRX. I'll cover that in this video, but Jeep themselves also confirmed that a more powerful 4xe system was coming to the Grand Cherokee. So I see the range extended paradigm breaker as just being a Ram 1500 with a Hurricane and some rebranded name for the 4xe system. Just like how the Ram TRX doesn't have an SRT Hellcat engine, but a 6.2 supercharged engine. Just saying. Now the full electric Ram Revolution I've covered in depth in these videos, but here's a screenshot of the features that Ram says it will have. So expect some things like autonomous driving, onboard power like Ford trucks, and this microtransaction that is confirmed from Software Day.
Moving to the second pillar, features on demand. We will give our customers the ability to upgrade their vehicles in real time. Here are a few examples. For our Ram pickup owners, customers can increase the capability of their truck to handle greater loads.
So basically you have to pay extra for those times that you need to carry, let's say, some motorcycles or concrete or whatever else heavy that you need extra payload capacity for. But I covered in my last video all the sneaky microtransactions that Stellantis wants to put in their next-gen vehicles. So you can check out that vehicle as well. But some of the things that can be locked by software are horsepower, drive modes, AI interfaces, payload capacity, heated seats, heated steering wheel, Apple CarPlay, audio quality, and potentially rear seat entertainment. So check out that video and support the New Jersey Bill 4519 that wants to make it illegal for automakers to load a vehicle down with components and hardware, then software lock it, and then make you pay a subscription fee just to be able to use that feature temporarily. Tim Knisis confirmed a scenario where Dodge could do just that.
I can offer a track day feature. I can offer a feature that says, hey, you want to buy it for the weekend. And then if you like it for the weekend while you're at the track, you can then pay more and keep it, things like that.
But Stellantis has already factored in that at least 50% of customers will have to buy into some kind of feature on demand, and that they'll make billions of dollars in additional revenue every single year.
If the past was about increasing margins by moving customers north in hardware and trim levels, our future is about offering customers software-based services. Today, satellite radio subscriptions and connected navigation comprise the majority of our revenue in this category. We are already seeing a healthy conversion from free trials to paid subscriptions, and we expect a 10-fold growth by 2030.
So microtransactions are one of the things that you can expect when this truck debuts, and allegedly we will finally see it at CES 2023 in January. This truck has been getting pushed a couple times. It was supposed to be shown at the LA Auto Show in November, and then they got pushed to CES. I've covered this in the past as well, but part of the reason I believe the Revolution got pushed is because Ram didn't know how they wanted the truck to look like. This is what Ralph Gillis showed during Stellantis EV Day in July 2021, and then these are the different looks it went through. I do have a sneaking suspicion that Ram changed one of the designs because it looks exactly like the Silverado EV that beat it to the market. And now Ram finally decides on its wishbone style headlight design. But I do have to say before I go any further, I do find it funny that Tim Knister says that Dodge did not want to wimp out and show the Charger Daytona at CES, where everyone's going to essentially kiss your butt and praise the car. So it's funny that the Ram CEO decided to do what the Dodge CEO said that they didn't want to do.
When we did Speed Week, we said we could take this car to CES. We could take this car and launch it at CES, and that's a very friendly environment. Those are, people that are looking at the future, they're looking at electrification, they're probably going to be excited about this, the direction that we're going. We said that would be a really bad idea for us to have 2 years of development time and to work on problems. So we said, let's go into the lion's den. Let's launch this car on Woodward Avenue during Dream Cruise, and let's invite enthusiast clubs, people that own the cars today, to this event, and then let's live stream it to all of those enthusiasts at the same time. Now we're going to get real feedback. Now we're going to find out how they feel. And what we saw was scary, very, very scary. Our positive sentiment within the community today is well into the 90s. When we said these cars are going away, it's going to be the last call and we're going to move to electrification, it dropped into about the 60 range. That's I don't even know what to compare that to. I mean, that is Armageddon. That is disaster.
Just saying. I know some of you guys seen Benji's video about the Ram truck going to look just like all the other trucks because of this mule testing. I'll be quick to remind everyone that Ram did the exact same thing with the TRX and Jeep with the Wagoneer. They used a current truck in production to test out the powertrain going in both the TRX and the Wagoneer that honestly looks totally different from any current Ram truck. And that Wagoneer mule had an independent rear suspension as well, which the new truck will have when you look at this design shown during the EV Day. Now that mule that was testing and hiding the fender will most likely have a charging door for both the Ram Revolution and the Ram Hybrid. The charging door for the Wrangler 4xe is in the fender. The F-150 Lightning is in the fender. The Grand Cherokee 4xe is in the fender. It's cheaper to put the charging door in the fender because that is a section that's not going to change when you have to account for different cab and bed lengths in the Ram trucks. The fender location will allow Stellantis to use the same components in a variety of models and wheelbases because they want the part share as much as possible.
All these components are out of the way, allowing us to do just about whatever we want on the top surface. Now we're working on these vehicles together, which allows us to share some of the most costly components in a way never before done.
Now Ram teased this new image a couple weeks ago showing the side profile, and they appear to be keeping the wishbone headlight design. Then we see an illuminated side badge. I doubt that would be legal on a production model. And then Ram blanks out when the bed and the cab meets together. Based on the previous rendering, the original design for the truck a year ago that it had a unique cab and a wide body bed similar to the TRX. So I figured this new design would stay very close to this one, but just change up stuff like the grille, the headlights, and the tailgate.
Stay tuned, but there's some pretty cool looking Ram trucks coming your way. And with that, back to you, Patrice.
And now to performance. Expect to see right around the same horsepower levels close to the Dodge Charger Daytona. All these vehicles are going to use the same EV motors. They're really only two different sizes and a 400 to 800 volt architecture and right around the same amount of battery pack sizes. Because all the platforms are modular and very similar underneath. It appears Dodge went the route of not going budget and is making all their versions of the Charger Daytona all-wheel drive.
And then every one of them is going to be all-wheel drive. So I didn't overcome the command of the road, but I gave you the presence of the road. I did somewhat overcome the utility, and I did overcome the all-weather capability, because now I'm going to give you better performance than a Hellcat and be able to drive it in the Midwest all year long.
And I have to believe that Stellantis will make Ram do the same thing and make all their EV trucks all-wheel drive. So I fully expect to see only dual and maybe tri-motor configurations, most likely on a performance model. As far as horsepower numbers, Dodge told us that the base Charger Daytona will be 455 horsepower, and then it will top off at 670 horsepower on the 400 volt system. Dodge didn't give specs for the 800 volt system, but I can see Ram having the 1500s in, let's say, maybe the 500 horsepower range, and just using software to mess with the horsepower and torque levels. I'm not the biggest expert on the whole EV voltage and kilowatt stuff, but Ram says in this slide that Charger will be as fast as 150 kilowatts, which is half as fast as the Hummer EV that I actually have reserved since 2020. Range for the Ram Revolution, all we know that the maximum range they will offer is 500 miles and the battery pack size. Stellantis says that the battery pack size will be between 159 and 200 plus kilowatt hours for stellar frame vehicles. The Ram Revolution's smallest battery pack size of 159 kilowatts is actually 28 kilowatts more than the extended range version of the F-150 Lightning that gets 300 miles of range. So we should expect at least 300 miles for the lowest trim, and then for the 200 kilowatt hour battery pack will be roughly the same size as the $100,000 Hummer EV. With such a massive battery pack, you can expect that the top range version is going to be very, very, very expensive. That's a huge battery pack, and then add the fact that all those models will basically be fully loaded. That way, Ram can sell you over-the-air software unlocks to gain access to those features that they lock behind a paywall. Stellantis is moving to becoming more of a software company because they are going to design one vehicle based off the Stellar platforms and then just throw different bodies on top of them.
Our future is about offering customers software-based services.
So we'll see the Ram Revolution at CES, which is basically a few more weeks away. We got a pretty good idea what it'll look like, its horsepower, range, and features are going to be locked behind the software wall. So let me know what you guys think about what we know about the Ram Revolution so far. Do you think it's too little too late? Will it shock the world? Leave this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Grab some merch on your way out, and until the next video, I'm out.